Hello everyone and welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Today's video we are going to look at two of the most common growth patterns that cows' feet go through and what we do to correct those to keep them in balance. So this first foot represents your most common type of growth, and that is we've got a lot of pressure toward the heel here and less toward the toe. You can see we've got an actual gap in there because this foot is overgrown. And what happens is as that toe grows, it reduces that foot angle and puts more pressure toward the heel, creating less wear toward the toe, which makes that toe become thicker. You can also see that for the most part, the two claws are equally overgrown and they have equal sole depth and sole thickness to them. They both are growing at the same pace, have the same types of wear, etc. That's a normal type of growth that we have to deal with and overgrowth. So we're going to trim her now and get her back to her natural foot angle, natural sole depth, sole thickness, and correct all these imperfections we have with this foot. One thing you'll notice as I'm working on this foot is I'm removing most of the material toward the toe section of this foot, not toward the heel. I'm going to take a little bit at the heels because this particular cow has a lot of sole depth to her. But when we're trying to correct foot angle, we take more toward the toe and less toward the heel because, as we said earlier, this growth is more toward the toe. So to get that uniform sole thickness, we take more toward the toe. I want to preserve that heel depth at all cost, as long as that's good quality horn, because that's what's going to give me the good angles. That's what's going to prevent future problems. So I want to maintain that. If we over trim those areas, we have excess wear in those areas, we end up causing irreparable damage to that cow's foot, and you're going to end up with a cow that looks like this one here now. And in these cases, this cow has been over trimmed and there is no heel bulb. I'm looking at about 1/2 of an inch of heel bulb depth there, where the minimum should be 1.5 inches. And unfortunately, when that happens, we cannot get this back. So we need to preserve that heel depth while we have that the ability to do so. And in doing so, we create great foot angles for this cow. So remember, this is what we started with, and now this is what it looks like after the trim. Much improved foot angle. We've shortened that toe up. We've reduced the thickness there, and we've left great heel depth to get that perfect angle. And that's going to keep her from having any potential problems down the road with ulcers and things like that if we get good balance like that. Now on to our next foot, and the second most common, and that's when we have a little bit of imbalance between the two claws. You can see here we've got some, that medial claw, that inside claw has got some extra growth toward the toe, and you can see how it's offset there between the two claws. We got some thickness on this on the lateral claw here. So we're gonna go now and trim this up and show you how we adjust that type of foot. So because we've got some imbalance in this foot, we're going to trim it a little bit differently. It's going to look the same unless you're paying really close attention, but what we're going to do is trim it a little bit differently. This foot, we're going to have a little more toward the heel section of the lateral claw. That outside claw is going to be removed than on the inside claw. And more of the toe area of that inside claw is going to be removed than the lateral claw, if that makes more sense. That's where that imbalance is, so we got to bring that back. You'll notice that as I trim. If you pay really close attention, you'll be able to tell. It's kind of hard with these perspectives and these angles to really to judge how much I'm taking off, but that's what I'm doing to get that foot back in balance. We want, in the end, we want that dorsal wall, that front face of that claw to be in alignment. We want all the bones in the foot to align. We do that by creating uniform sole thickness on the bottom of the foot. So you'll notice that as I trim this foot, and then we'll take a look at it once I get done too and see it on the ground, so you can see exactly how those corrections were made and what they look like. So if you remember before the trim, this is what that foot looked like. And then after we've made our corrections, this is what it looks like. We've got much better balance, much better foot angle. We've got those two claws lined up and balanced so that now we've got good weight distribution between the two. You can see it from above, an angle from above, so you can see that as well. And then we're going to move on to this last foot, which is a little bit of the mix between the two. If you're one of those viewers out there that enjoys these types of videos, the just trimming types of videos, I have started a new channel called Hoof Trimming ASMR. I'm going to try to upload at least twice a week there of just trimming these types of trims like this, where I'm just trimming hooves. You find them calming, soothing, relaxing. I see those comments a lot in my comments section, but I don't want to put all this content on the same page or on my main page, because I know that's not why the majority of my viewers watch this channel. So that channel will be devoted specifically to those types of trims. So if you like that, get over there and subscribe. I think the last time I looked, I had 1 subscriber on that channel. I'll put a link up above right now, a little card. It's called Hoof Trimming ASMR. One thing you'll notice with all the feet today is that even though they're a little bit out of balance and a little bit long, these feet are in beautiful shape as far as hoof corn goes. They're nice and clean and white, no hemorrhaging, very little cracking, if any, in that white line area. And that's just a testament to the care of the cattle and the quality of the ration and things like that to keep the triggers of those different types of ailments from happening. So that's why we trim the feet the way we do, is to make sure that we have these feet in proper conditions, proper positions, I should say, if those triggers do happen, that they can withstand them. So thanks for watching, guys. We will see you all on the next one.